This could take a year in advance that we're designing this. So it's pretty cool that we can now present this to you guys and you can see what we've put together.
Cool. So Alicia, Bill, thanks again for joining us. This is the Bike Scoop. It happens every Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if this is your first time tuning in, thanks for watching. Go ahead and like us on Facebook. And today, Bill, why don't you grab this jacket? We're giving away a Performance Ultra SL 2.0 jacket. All you have to do is like this video post, share this post with your friends, and we'll pick a winner randomly in the next 24 hours. So this is our nicest jacket here. Bill, why don't you run us through some of the features?
Sure.
Bill
It's
and
the
Alicia.
Ultra SL jacket. It has, it's made out of a soft shell fabric.
It's a very lightweight soft
Super
shell
lightweight
fabric.
soft shell fabric that is a race fit, so it doesn't flap around a lot when you're riding. It has thermal mapping zones, so where you get hot, it's going to protect your heat, and it's going to actually, wick away your perspiration when you need it.
Yeah.
Tons of reflectivity.
Yep.
Yep.
Which is something we're talking about here today, high vis and reflectivity.
Ultra on the back and all the striping, it really calls it out, and I think it's a great jacket.
Cool. And
So
we'll
it's
talk a little
normally $199. It's on sale for $149. Don't forget the details,
Yeah,
Zach.
yeah.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Here,
It's
take that.
got,
We'll talk a little bit more about that jacket here in a little bit. But again, we're giving that away today, so just like this video, share it with your friends, and we'll give that away. So daylight savings time is going to be over this weekend. So we have really weird kind of riding situations right now with the light. Kind of like right after work when a lot of times when people are riding, the sun is kind of setting. So we're getting a mix right now of good daytime light and then low light conditions. And then as we segue into the next week or so, potentially riding in the dark at night.
A lot of times.
So here at Performance, we have all kinds of fall apparel that's both high vis and has reflectivity that's going to help you depending on what type of light that you're riding in. So let's talk just real quick about that. Bill, why would you want to ride a high vis piece versus something with a ton of reflectivity that may not be as
Zach,
bright?
when it's natural light outside, the reflectivity doesn't really help you that much.
Correct.
You got to have high vis so people can see it. So when we design our proprietary stuff, our private label stuff that Alicia does, we always make sure there's high vis colors that get called out. So that's pretty bright.
Yeah, and I think it's important to mention that the reason this high vis apparel is so good is that these Pantones, these colorways, actually light up better when natural light hits them. We get a lot of good light here today in the studio, but when you get outside, it's even brighter. And a lot of times we're going to put this high vis apparel, in parts where your body is moving or where the natural line of sight from a motor vehicle is going to see you a little bit better.
Right.
So I think it's really important. What we're getting at here is that high vis apparel is great for during the day.
Absolutely, and low light conditions. Whenever there's natural sunlight, high vis, the fluorescent colors are what are going to drive drivers' eyes to that cyclist, and that's what we want. We want people to be noticed. So I think there have been a number of studies shown that you've got to have some, high vis floral colors to make it work. So we go through a lot of effort to make sure that's there on any of our kind of basic product, and then we have a darker option with a lot of this stuff too. So if you choose to not use high vis, you don't have to, but we'll put reflectivity on it so you see that.
Yeah, and we'll talk about reflectivity here in a second, but once it gets dark outside, a high-vis shirt isn't actually going to help you that much more than just a solid color shirt. So we still have the reflective hits on the high-vis stuff. Again, high-vis stuff is really good for during the day and as you segue into low-light conditions.
Yep.
And then the other stuff with the reflectivity is going to be good more for low light conditions and at nighttime.
Right, and we do, just so we pointed out a little bit, there's always reflectivity on these things. So we put reflectivity patches on the back, a stripe on the back, along with the piping on the back, and there's a light holder there that's also highly reflective.
So it's really important, again, that to mention that we do design this stuff, we do develop this in-house.
She does it, yeah.
And let's, why don't we talk about some of the actual apparel? Let's run through, we got a couple of jackets here, we got some heavyweight thermal jerseys, we got midweight jerseys, we got lightweight jerseys, in the visible range as well as the reflective range. So why don't we step over here and let's take a look at some of this high-vis apparel.
You want to talk the impasse?
Okay. Well, something to mention too, because you see a lot of pieces up here. And as you know, the weather can change. You could need a waterproof piece, a thermal piece, a lightweight piece, and you might be layering. So it's important to remember that you have something visible on with all of those layers. So this first piece that we're going to talk about is the impasse jacket. This has been around for a little bit. This has fully taped seams. It's a waterproof jacket, so this is what you want to throw on when it gets nasty. And it's still, lightweight enough. I'm not saying that it's going to pack super tiny into your back pocket, but it is easy to bring along with you. It has a hood that is removable, which is a good feature.
Has pit zips.
Has pit zips, and it has this feature that you'll see continued on some of our outerwear pieces. That's a drop tail. I guess is the best way to describe it. It has reflectivity, and then it gives you just some extra coverage when you're out on the road and it's wet or mud or whatever you may be in.
And I think it's important to show that it also comes in blue.
Yes.
So, and the blue is a pop electric blue. So even though it's not this high vis yellow, it's still an electric blue that's still visible, and it's still going to pop while you're out there riding.
Yeah.
Cool.
So just in case you don't want to be walking down the street with this on, you can have something that's a little bit more of a fashion color. That also comes in women's as well, which is
a great color.
This is our high vis for the women's.
Zips off.
Same features as the men's, just in a women's cut and the pink color.
And the removable hood is a great feature too, because if you're riding on the road and maybe you don't want it, you can leave it at home, but it doubles as a really nice casual piece too.
Yeah. And this is our transformer jacket. So what's great about
I'll demo this one.
What's great about this is that you can zip off the sleeves and it becomes a vest. So you have two options here. This really opens up the possibilities of what this jacket, the different weather that you could use this with.
And this is really cool because you start off when it's cold in the morning, and then if it starts to be the afternoon and you start to warm up, you can just take these sleeves off.
Yep.
And there's this huge pocket in the back that the sleeves will actually fit into.
It's some mesh for the ventilation there as well.
And then tons of reflectivity.
And this
It's
also
made out of a soft shell. It's not kind of a hard nylon. It's a nice soft shell fabric, so it's great.
Yeah.
And it also comes in a black version. So again, something that's not as high vis.
Cool. So those are a couple of the jackets. Let's talk about some of the jerseys now too, because
Talk about this one.
in a lot of the conditions around here, especially in the fall, you don't necessarily need a jacket. If we go out for a lunch ride, it's it's cool outside. It's the middle of the day. We don't need the jacket, but having this kind of like nice thermal jersey really helps. Right.
Right. This is the what the hell's the name of this one?
It's the Creo.
It's the
men's
Creo. I named them, but I don't remember their names. So this is the Creo. Nice brushed thermal fabric. Got good reflectivity. It's got some good pockets on there. Just a super comfortable, lightweight jersey that you can either wear a base layer underneath or wear it all alone and wear a jacket on top or a vest on top. Super versatile piece. Again, really made for visibility and comfort and just good style. You wear some black tights with this and black shorts. Looks good.
It's really good.
It's a really, really good
This is
looking
actually
piece.
the piece that was in the image that we used today to announce the bike scoop. We just got a really good shot for that one. So.
Yep.
Just say it's on
It
the website.
looks really good. It's bright, it's visible, but it's not super dorky.
Yeah, it's been a
stylish.
popular
It looks
style for
awesome.
us for a couple of years, and it's getting better all the time, thanks to Alicia's great work.
All of our
And so that's the thermal jersey, and then we also have kind of lightweight and midweight jerseys. This is the new women's club jersey right here.
Just highly visible, full zip, basic jersey, but it gives you the full length coverage. It's also good for sun protection if you want to use it for that. It's a good base layer to wear, a warmer jacket over the top of or a windbreak over the top of. And then our
That's new this year.
yeah, it's new this year.
So new piece this year for women.
Excited about it. And then we have
The Neve.
Neve.
the Neve, of course, the Neve. Again, a brushed, this is similar to that one. That has a brushed thermal and it's just the women's design. And again, I think, we did a really good job on this, specifically Alicia. And the previous guy who was working on this did a really good job as well. That might have had something to do with Zach. So, awesome.
And another great point about that one is that it's bright, it's pop, but it's not the traditional high vis color. So it's going to add a nice element of style to the aesthetic, but again, still be visible. Right?
Okay.
And then let's see here. Lastly, we have the men's and women's doer jackets. This is just kind of a packable shell. It's nice and lightweight, packs into the pocket back here. Great piece that if you run into a rainstorm that pops up, something like that, or you just the wind picks up and you just need that extra layer to throw over.
Yeah, and you can see if you're in a race or if you have a jersey that you really love to show, it shows through this because it is transparent. This is really made to be more of a race day fit, so it's not flapping around a whole lot underneath your underneath you
Yeah.
when the wind's
Yeah,
blowing.
it has a little bit of ventilation with it, and as you can see too, this one, I didn't pack it into its pocket, but it packs down a lot smaller, so you can have it for emergency purposes.
Cool.
Thank you.
So that's our high vis apparel. We'll talk about the reflective apparel here in a minute. If you're just tuning in, this is the Performance Bike Scoop. It happens every Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Today I'm joined by Bill and Alicia from our apparel product team, and we're talking all about high vis apparel and reflective apparel, and we're also giving away our Ultra SL 2.0 jacket. So this will be a good segue because we're getting out of the high vis element here. All right, but this is a great piece that has tons of reflectivity built all around it. We talked about it a little bit earlier, but this is the jacket we're giving away. So all you got to do is like this video post and share it with your friends, and we're going to pick a winner in the next 24 hours. So we mentioned this earlier, but just to cover some more points, Alicia, why don't you run us through one more time on that jacket?
Hold it.
This. So I keep mentioning the forward set sleeve. So if you're familiar with that, you get how it feels if you're standing upright. It may feel a little awkward across the front chest.
Right here?
About the front, yes. But when you're in position, you can see where the benefits of having that build to a jacket or a jersey. It has the body mapping, the thermal body mapping, so that'll help regulate your body temperature, especially when you're just wearing your layers underneath. This is just a great overall jacket. It's been tested several times, and we just get rave reviews on it.
This is the 2.0.
Right.
And I'll just take a moment to say the first version received like a 4.8 review rating over 2 years from tons of reviewers out there. The jacket is very similar to the old one. The new one actually just has a slightly updated fabric.
Yes.
And the fabric is really, really cool. Nice, lightweight, soft shell.
I mean, you can see that it's
really not binding, super stretchy, and it's awesome.
Yeah, and we do develop this stuff. Alicia and Bill develop this stuff in-house directly with the factories, and we do product tests and develop this stuff here at Performance. So that's why we're able to offer this jacket that typically would probably be about $300 from a competitor at $199.99. And of course, it's on sale.
Right now.
Yeah, it's for
on sale.
$149.99.
It's even a better deal.
So it's a great deal. Check it out, as well as all the rest of our fall apparel.
It's going to show too that it's once you get into some of these outerwear pieces, you'll notice storm cuffs. They're essential, and especially with this jacket, just to keep that cold air out.
I think one of the thank you very much. One of the more important things about the reflectivity is we really want to put it on spots that have movement. So one of the studies we've read and one of the things we believe is that when you catch a cycle or motorist's eye, you have to have movement. So whether it's reflectivity on your ankle or on your wrist or around your legs, all of our tights have reflectivity on them on their legs because that catches people's eyes. And we certainly encourage people to do that, get seen.
And so just a couple more examples. So we showed the high vis apparel. It's the same type of stuff here. It just has more reflectivity and different design elements. So that aesthetically, if you're not into the high vis stuff, this is still great. This is our zonal soft shell jacket, again with the drop tail here, plenty of reflectivity, and a little kind of hook here that you can put your lights on if you need. This is the women's version here. This is the flurry soft shell. And then just like we did with the high vis stuff, we have thermal jerseys as well as mid-weight jerseys and lightweight jerseys for whatever temperature or climate that you're riding in. Again, all of these are going to have 360 degrees of reflectivity, so they're going to help you be
hit
seen
here,
at night.
hit here, hit here, and then this cool little pocket that Alicia designed for the women's I think is awesome. A little crossover pocket gives you a little extra place to put a gel stash or something like that. Little reflective hit here. Really, really nice sublimated jersey that we're happy with. Customers are responding well to too, so it's a good thing.
Bill, you mentioned the tights have reflectivity. You always want to put reflective elements on areas that are moving. So just to that point, the gloves also have reflective hits. This is the Talk split finger. This also comes in a full finger version. And this is our Cabot soft shell. So all these hits are reflective. And even though your hands aren't really moving while you're on the hoods or the handlebars of your bike, if it's time to signal, you can get those hands out, wave those hands around, and this reflective is going to be just one more indicator that you're about to make a move. So that's it. That's the performance apparel. We've got lots of it in stock. It's wonderful stuff. We love it, and we hope that you do too.
Yeah, one thing we're doing right now is we're developing next year's private label. So in your comments, you have something to say, talk about next year, what you want us to develop, we'd gladly look at it and see if we can make sense out of it.
Absolutely. Let us know
We're
what you
proud of our line and want to see it get better all the time. Right?
Right.
Yeah.
Bill, thanks for joining me. Alicia,
Good,
thanks for
thank
joining
you.
me. Yeah,
We're out of
appreciate
here,
it.
man.
All right. And again, this is the Bike Scoop from Performance Bicycle. Happens every Wednesday at 3 p.m. Again, we're giving away that Ultra jacket, so like this post, share it with your friends. And while you're at it, head over to Instagram and like us at Performance Bike on Instagram. And we'll catch you next week when we're going to be talking about staying lean and mean on the holiday scene. Cheers, everyone. Have a great afternoon.